All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're actually going to jump in the time machine and head back to 2018. We're looking at an article that really spelled out the basics of local SEO. But you know how fast tech moves, right? So the big question is, do those same rules even apply today? Let's find out.
Okay, so this is really the core of it all, isn't it? If you run any kind of local business, a coffee shop, a garage, whatever, this is your daily struggle. You've got a potential customer, literally just around the corner, phone in hand, and the big question is, how do you make sure you're the business that pops up on their screen?
And the answer, of course, is local SEO. You know, it's not just about having a website. It's about being seen by the right people in the right place at the exact right time they need you. It's kind of the art and science of making sure your business is the first and best answer they find when they're searching for something nearby.
So, how do you actually do it? Well, the first place you gotta win, the most important battleground, is your digital storefront, and that means mastering your presence on Google.
The absolute number one, cannot skip this first step, is claiming what was then called Google My Business. Today we know it as a Google Business Profile, but the idea is the same. Just think of it like your shop's official welcome mat on the internet. It's totally free, and claiming it is what gives you a fighting chance of showing up on Google Maps and in those super valuable local search results. And you know, it's really important to understand why this works. It's not magic. You're basically just helping Google do its job. I mean, Google's entire business model depends on giving people the best, most accurate answers, right? That's how they make their money. So when you give them all this great, detailed info about your business, you're making their job easier, and they'll thank you for it by showing you to more people. It's a total win-win.
But, and this is a big but, here's where so many businesses drop the ball. They treat it like a one-and-done chore. They'll claim the listing, check the box, and then just forget about it. They don't add new photos, they ignore reviews, they don't update their holiday hours, and the thing is, what seems like a trivial little detail can be the absolute tiebreaker that decides if you show up on the first page or get totally lost in the abyss.
And this right here shows you exactly why those details became so much more important over time. See, way back in 2013, Google had this thing called the carousel, this wide, scrollable list of local spots. But then it evolved into what we see now, the local pack. You know, that super competitive little box with just count 'em, three top results? The digital real estate got way smaller, which means the fight to get in got way, way tougher.
So the original article laid out this really powerful checklist. And yeah, you're going to see a little relic in there, Google+. Kind of funny, right? It's a perfect reminder of just how quickly things change. But take that out, and the core advice is as good today as it was then. Fill out everything. Pick the right category. Get some high-quality photos up there. Link to your website. Every single thing you fill out is just another signal you're sending to Google saying, hey, I'm a real relevant business. Show me to people.
Okay, let's move on to the next massive trend that was taking shape. This one goes beyond just what you see on the screen. It's about a fundamental change in how people were looking for things. They were starting to talk to their devices.
Just think about this for a second. Even way back then, in 2018, Google was reporting that 1 out of every 5 searches was coming from voice. 1 in 5. That is a huge shift in how people behave. We were moving away from typing in these short, choppy keywords to, well, just asking for what we wanted.
And that had a massive ripple effect, right? All of a sudden, it wasn't enough to just rank for pizza near me. You had to start thinking about how someone would actually ask for it. Something like, hey Google, find a great pizza place that's open right now and has a patio. This was the big shift toward natural, conversational, long-tail keywords. And this whole trend was getting a massive boost from the tech we were all putting in our homes. I mean, with smart speakers like Alexa and Google Home becoming everyday items, voice search wasn't just a gimmick anymore. It was getting woven right into the fabric of our daily lives, which made it something businesses absolutely could not ignore.
And that brings us to our third and maybe most important foundational pillar. This is really the engine that was driving all these other changes, the total and complete dominance of the mobile phone. Now, here's the key thing to get. Mobile search is not just a tiny version of what you see on your desktop. It's a completely different ballgame. On your phone, searches are more immediate, they're location-based, and Google knows that. It's totally possible for a business to rank #1 on a laptop, but be completely invisible on the phone of a customer who's standing right on their doorstep. It's a whole different world.
So a real mobile-first strategy meant you had to get inside the head of that on-the-go customer. Think about it. They're walking down the street, probably holding their phone with one hand. They need answers, and they need them now.
That means your website had to be ridiculously fast. Your phone number had to be right there, easy to tap. And the whole thing had to be built for those local, in-the-moment, and often voice-powered searches.
So, there you have it. The 3 big pillars from back in 2018. Nail your Google presence, get ready for voice search, and always put mobile first. The question is, how well did those predictions actually hold up?
You know, the original article wrapped up with this pretty bold statement. They said that these trends weren't just a flash in the pan. They were foundational shifts that would stick around for years. And honestly, looking back now, it's pretty hard to argue with them. They kind of nailed it.
So, I'll just leave you with this to think about. How has this stuff changed your own life? I mean, really think about it. How many times a day do you pull out your phone to find something nearby? How often do you just ask your phone or your smart speaker for a recommendation? These foundations from years ago didn't just change marketing. They have completely reshaped how every single one of us interacts with the world right around the corner.